YouTube family. Sorry it's a little dark in here. I hope you can see me. I guess it doesn't really matter if you can't. I ain't that much to look at. Man, what a brutal day. Brutal day. I'm in Battle Creek, Michigan. Been here since about 11:30 last night. Woke up this morning about 4:30, 5 o'clock with probably the worst headache I've ever had in my life. I guarantee it's the worst. I've never felt like this, like to the point where my stomach hurts. It's so bad. Like it's got my stomach cutting flips. And it's supposed to have been an easy day, rest day, getting a 34 in before we get to our 90 in the morning, which is still about 100 miles from here. Supposed to have been able to get my 34 in and enjoy a day of just kind of relaxing, but it's turned out to be mind-numbing, like bad. I woke up, I got up about 4:35, took some Tylenol, got back to sleep, slept till a little after 10, and my trainer had went out for breakfast or whatever. She just kind of left me to my own devices, which is fine. And I decided to do some laundry, go get some breakfast and do some laundry. Got out of the truck, forgot my sunglasses. Oh my God, that was brutal. That made my head just absolutely pound. 1 second, guys. Sorry. Went in, ate some breakfast this morning. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Excellent food. But ate some breakfast, done my laundry. I went in the driver's lounge. I was the only one in there while my laundry was washing and stuff. It was kind of dark in there. The TV was on, but it was turned down. And I was the only one in there until about the last 20 minutes of my laundry being done. Some people come in and they wanted to watch a football game. So, it's their day off too. You do you, right? My misery is not your problem. So, got my laundry done and I come back to the truck and it was about 1 o'clock. I slept till a little after 4. The headache has kind of relieved itself a little bit, but I know where it come from. We were coming I-80 through, I believe it's Juliet, Illinois last night. Do better, Juliet. God have mercy. That road, I took a beating coming down that road last night. These freight shakers, their suspension leaves something to be desired for sure. And my back, between my shoulder blades, is on fire. It's on absolute fire, and I cannot find any relief whatsoever. I have taken goody powders today, and I don't like goody powders. Not just the taste. I think they're horrible for you. I'm not a medicine person, period. Zero relief has been found, and it's like I said, it's so bad that my stomach is tore up. The pain, but we'll push through. We'll get through. I got up a little after 4, went back in to the store here. It's a TA. Got a Country Pride restaurant. First time I've ever eaten that. So I had breakfast there and I had dinner there tonight. Both were great. Service this morning, we had a few hiccups. Service this afternoon was fantastic. Food was good. But this morning, the poor lady, you could tell she was having a bad day. She was just, I don't know what it was. And you can make up any scenario in your mind why somebody is having such a rough day. You could tell that she was having a hard day, and the guy in the booth in front of me was not making her day any better. And if you've learned anything about me in any of my videos, there is a way to treat and talk to people. And the way he was treating her and talking to her is not how you do it. And she ended up messing up my order. I ordered a country fried steak, 2 eggs over easy, bacon, and hash browns. Well, she brought my food out. It was just the eggs, hash browns, and bacon. And I was like, well, maybe it's coming on another plate or something. And 10 minutes goes by. She comes back to see if I need any more water to drink or anything. And I was like, what about my country fried steak? And she's like, oh, honey, I'm sorry. She's like, I didn't even hear you order that. She's like, I thought you just ordered the traditional breakfast. She's like, I'll get it right now. I was like, no, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. I'm almost done eating. Not a big deal. Not a big deal. Hey, there's no telling what is going on in that lady's life. Maybe she just didn't get a lot of sleep last night. And she's having a rough morning. Maybe her grandbaby's sick this morning and she's worried about that. Maybe her husband had a rough start going to work this morning. I don't know what her deal was. I know the guy in front of me didn't make her day any better. I can promise you that. She brought me my bill. It was like $11. I just put a 20 on there. She said, I'll bring your change right back. Don't worry about it. Keep it. The service was not great, but I left a pretty decent tip. All I had on me was a 20. So I would have done better if I'd have had more. I don't care. Maybe she just sucked at her job. I don't know. I believe 100% that there is a way to treat people, and if you have frustrations, there's a way to express that without running somebody down. And I think that lady had enough this morning. So I wasn't going to make a big deal over a piece of country fried steak. Me or the gentleman in the booth in front of me, we could both skip a couple meals. It ain't gonna hurt us, I promise. Ain't no point in treating people like that. Just ain't no point in being nasty. There's no point in being a nasty human being to other people because you didn't get your way. Maybe she just misunderstood what you were asking. There's miscommunications all the time. Anyway, that's my little spill about that. Dinner was great. Service was good. Got everything that I asked for. No biggie. But anyway, so let's talk about it. My last video was during my home time, and like I told you guys from the beginning, I'm point blank honest with all this and how I feel. Everything that I said in my last video, I still feel. This is not a career for me. This is not a long-term thing. And I told my better half and the kids and stuff when I was at home. I'd done an interview while I was at home, and if I'd have been offered a position, I probably would have. I would still be at home. But the way it fell is they wanted to go on to the second interview, and their hiring process is between 3 and 4 weeks. I'm not at a point where I'm willing to turn down what I already have or walk away from what I already have in hopes of something else. I'm just not there. There's things about this job that I don't enjoy, but I don't hate it with a passion. I don't like being away from my family. I don't like driving all dang day long. I don't. I used to love it when I was 20 years old. Oh my God, I couldn't wait for the next load to roll out. And living out of a truck stop and this, that, and the other, it was that is gone. That is no longer part of my life. Oh man, I hate it. But I told my family, if something didn't present itself in the 3 days that I was home, which is not a lot of time, especially 2 of those days was Saturday and Sunday, I'm going to go back out. I've only got 5,000 miles left, like 5,200 something miles left. Should be done by the end of this week. I'm going to get my first truck, and we're going to give this an honest go. I'm going to make some money for a little while. Hopefully some really good money. So that's where we're at. I'm back out here. There's TNT is no joke. I've said that it's brutal. I have found a way to sleep. I slept great all last week. I do not recommend it whatsoever. I found some really nice earplugs that are comfortable. I sleep on my side, extremely comfortable. And I bought a bottle of the liquid ZzzQuil, and I drink about a half a bottle of that a night, and I can get a solid 6 hours of sleep. I may be dead. It's the rumbling of the road that kickstarts my heart after about that 6 hours. I'm not 100% sure how that is working out, but like I said, I do not recommend that. But I've got a week left, and I'm going to do what I got to do. Once I get to my own truck and it's just me, the truck stops when I have to take a break. I'll get sleep, because I sleep like a baby in this thing when it's not moving, except for last night. But so that's going to get me through this last week. I'm going to do what I got to do. All the things that I have said, talking about how I feel about this journey, how I feel about this job, I want people to understand. My goal was to come out here and tell you what it is like and how I feel about this. I still feel 100% that Prime is a fantastic option for you to start out in a trucking career, if that's what you want to do. But I'm trying to vocalize and put out there the realities that some people don't think about, that I didn't think about. I went off of what it was like 20 years ago for me, and now the only world that I care about seeing is in the living room at my house. My grandbaby, Leslie, my kids. I have been blessed in my life, truly blessed. I grew up with a fantastic father. I traveled the world, or I traveled this country at a young age. I lived in Montana when I was 12. I lived in Alaska when I was 13. And then back to North Carolina, to my original home state. Then I moved to Maryland. I have family up there in my early 20s. I turned 21 up there. Then I took a job when I went back to North Carolina with a small moving company, and I got to see this country. I got to drive and be paid to see all these things when I didn't have a family at home and I didn't have kids to worry about and ball games to go to and things like that. And then at 28 years old, I got married and decided to join the military and got stationed in Germany. I have traveled all over Europe. I've truly been blessed with seeing what this world has to offer, and there's still new things that excite me. New things in the past 5 weeks that excite me about being out here, but nothing that I have seen over the past 5 weeks takes the place of being at home with my family. They just don't. My priorities have changed. The traveling side of me, I've always kind of been a vagabond. I've never stayed in one place more than 3 years until I got with Leslie, the lady I'm with now. We've been together for almost 9 years. We've been in the same home for 9 years. We bought our house, I don't know, November of 2013, something. So maybe, I don't know, maybe we've been together longer. Hopefully she don't see this. But I guess I settled down. I lost that need to travel. I found contentment where I'm at. But if you have that need or that desire to go out, I still highly recommend Prime. Prime has a program that will set you up for success. I've seen it. I have seen it. I see it with my trainer. She's been out here 6 years, and she has found success. Like, she has found it. I have talked with people at the terminals. that are doing very well in this, and you will talk to people that have failed, and I don't believe that it was Prime's fault. You know, people make mistakes, people make their own decisions. Whether you're successful or not is how much you're willing to pay attention to detail and do things correctly. I believe that. You know, how you manage your money, this, that, and the other. If you want a chance to get out here, you're young. If you're old, there's older guys than me that have started this, and they're absolutely killing it and loving it. I'm not. I haven't even started my own lease yet. I'm sure I'll do fine financially, but I'm not enjoying the job. But if you want to travel, you want to get paid to travel and see these beautiful places, like day before, we come out of Billings, Montana into Graybull, Wyoming. Oh my God! I'll post a couple pictures that I took. I could sit at that shipper all day long, every day of the week. It's in a little valley surrounded by mountains. God made Wyoming and Montana for me, specifically for me. It's not for anybody else. He designed it so that I would be happy in life. And man, when we left out of there, we took Highway 16. If you ever get a chance to take Highway 16 through Wyoming, have some time available, because it's a slow go. It is 25 miles an hour all the way up, at most. And then there's 5-8% grades coming down on the other side that are about 2 to 2.5 miles long each. And then there's 2 7% grades that are between 4 and 5 miles long each. God put in some overtime that day. He made that holy. That is the most beautiful part of this country I've ever seen, and it is in the state where my heart belongs. And I asked God when I was coming out of Montana to give me a sign that I'm supposed to move to Cody, Wyoming. I've had Cody in my head for a long time. And sure enough, I come up to a stop sign, and there was a sign across the road, a big green sign that said Cody, Wyoming, that way. I'm taking it, whether it was meant to be the sign that I was supposed to have, or it was just a sign on the side of the road. It's my sign to move to Cody, Wyoming. We'll see what happens. But alright guys, this thing is already almost 18 minutes long. Maybe on my next video I won't ramble so much, but I'm truly miserable right now. Truly miserable. My back, my head, it's brutal. So guys, as always, no matter what I say out here, I'm just giving you an honest review of how I feel about things. It's my take on it. Make up your own mind. What's right for me may not be right for you. Okay? Most likely won't be right for you. Do you. As always, guys, keep your head up, keep moving forward. Do your best to be your best. If you got a veteran in your life, hug them, kiss them, tell them you love them. It may save their life today. 22 a day is 22 too many. Remember, life happens every day, good or bad. You got to roll with it. I appreciate each and every one of you that have commented on my videos, especially my last video. Some very positive comments. I appreciate you guys. And I'll continue to keep it as real as I possibly can with who I am and how I feel about things, so that you get my perspective. Like, comment, subscribe, do whatever you want to do to make your little heart happy. And we'll see you on the other side of this. Have a wonderful evening.